He said, I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. Many of you listen to me. God is going to raise you up to operate in this ministry. Because this end time, there are a lot of things to pull down. There are structures to, if you look at the devotional I wrote today, you will see it there. I said, God raised people like Jeremiah to pull down churches and ministries that are destroying the life of people. Ezekiel was raised to pull down prophets. So if they say Apostle Takim ministry is pulling down other ministers, of course, I am pulling down every other minister who is not of God. I am pulling down expired prophet and con men. That's my job. I'm a sword. So I'm fulfilling my ministry, friend. Someone say he pulled down other churches. Of course, I pull down centers of wickedness. I don't pull down church. You cannot pull down the body of Christ. It's not possible. Because I am inside the body. So you cannot pull down what you are inside. But we pull down falsehood. We pull down unknown enemies. We track them down in the realm of the spirit and pull them down. That is our job. You get my point? That's our job. Whatever is not established in God's will, we pull it down. Whatever it is. Nothing that is not in God's will should stand around me. If anything that is not in God's will stand around me, I'm not fulfilling my ministry. If a marriage that is not in God's will survive around me, I'm not fulfilling my ministry. If a church that is not in God's will survive around me, I'm not fulfilling my ministry. I know why I'm alive. Once I'm through, I leave the earth. I am here to shake what is not of God and pull it down. You get my point? He told Jeremiah, I have set you over the nations to pull down, to throw down. Then you plant and you build. So you plant what is God's will after you have pulled down what is not God's will. So you are just making, if you are making such statements, pulling down other churches, other ministers, you don't understand the kingdom. I'm not pulling down I'm pulling down the ministers of Satan. The con men, that is my job. Tracking down the unknown enemy and blowing them up. Things that people are blind to because they have wrapped themselves in the mantle of deception. So people don't see them. Do you understand me? So Jesus said in the next verse, for I have come to set a man against his father. What? You mean this in the Bible? Of course it is. I have come to set a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's enemy will be those of his own house. Why? Jesus is not saying he come to stir physical fight among blood relatives. No. Look at what it meant. I will bring the sword of my will. If mother is not standing in God's will, and daughter is standing in God's will, there will be contention. I will bring the sword of my will in the family. If father refuses to stand on God's will and son stand on God's will, there will be contention. I will bring the sword in a family. If mother-in-law stands on God's will and daughter-in-law refuses to stand on God's will, there will be contention. I will bring a sword in the house. If son stand on God's will, or father stand on God's will, son refuse to stand on God's will, there will be contention. I will bring a sword. That is the meaning. He said, you see, if people are united by error and deceit, and they are living at peace, when Jesus come in and set the sword of truth, half of them will accept truth and begin to fight those who reject the truth. As a result, you see people that were once united, now divided.